This is the Porsche 911 Dakar, and it's what happens when Porsche decides to build a sports car that can go off-road. Yes, this jacked up 911 is built for rallying, not for race tracks. So should you cancel your 911 GT3 RS order and get one of these instead? In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the new Porsche 911 Dakar. Buy, sell, car. Wow. The standard Porsche 911 is a low-slung coupe, but this new Dakar isn't. It still looks sleek, but there's something very weird about a brand new 911 on jacked up suspension and huge knobbly tyres. It started life as a 911 Carrera S, but Porsche gave it the same vented carbon fibre reinforced bonnet as you get on a GT3. This isn't the only upgrade that comes from the GT3 though. I'll tell you all about the other bits later on. The Dakar comes with a chunky towing eye and a stainless steel skid plate on the front bumper. You also get stainless steel intake protectors to stop the radiators being smashed by flying rocks. And there's loads of modifications down each side as well. You get black plastic arch extensions and more metal skid plates under the doors. Porsche has also given this Dakar exclusive 19-inch alloy wheels at the front and 20-inch rims at the back. These are smaller than the 20 and 21-inch wheels on a Carrera S, but they help make space for the massive off-road tyres. Porsche has added even more cladding at the back and another steel skid plate that protects the two exhaust pipes. There's a new black bumper above this with a second towing eye, and all 911 Dakars come with a unique fixed spoiler. This is made from the same carbon fibre reinforced plastic as the GT3 spec bonnet. The new 911 Dakar comes with heavily modified suspension. For starters, it sits 50mm higher than that of a normal Carrera S, and you can raise it up an extra 30mm if you need to crawl over serious boulders. This gives you about 205mm of total ground clearance. That's only 5mm less than a standard Porsche Cayenne. Porsche has limited the Dakar's top speed to 106 miles an hour in jacked up mode. It will drop down automatically if you accelerate past that. There wouldn't be much point in making a high riding 911 if you were stuck with normal road tyres. But this new Dakar version gets its own specially developed Pirelli Scorpion tyres. These have 9mm of tread, reinforced sidewalls and a double inner layer to make them more resistant to punctures if you're driving over very sharp rocks. The Dakar also comes with Porsche's active anti-roll system as standard to stop its body leaning too much in fast bends, and this should be handy off-road as well as on-road. As for the engine, well, the Dakar comes with the same 3-litre twin-turbocharged flat 6 as the 911 GTS. That means it has 480 horsepower and 570 Nm of torque. It also comes with an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox and all-wheel drive. Porsche also fitted the same dynamic engine mounts as you get in a 911 GT3. These normally help stiffen the GT3's rear end to make it as agile and as predictable as possible. Extra stiffness will also help this new Dakar. Why? Well, the stiffer you can make a car's chassis, the more effectively the suspension can work to maximise grip. This is especially helpful on rough and uneven surfaces, which the Dakar is designed for. Porsche has developed a couple of exclusive driving modes for the Dakar too. Off-road mode jacks up the suspension all the way and sets the car for driving smoothly over rocky surfaces. Rally mode is designed for loose surfaces like gravel and sand, and it sends most of the engine's power to the rear wheels rather than split it evenly front to back. There's also a new rally launch control mode that's designed to give you the best possible start on slippery surfaces. This lets the wheels spin much more than the standard launch control system, so the Dakar doesn't bog down in mud, sand or gravel. But how quick is it? Well, the new 911 Dakar can do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.5 seconds, which is only 0.2 of a second slower than the standard 911 Carrera 4 GTS. Those fat tyres do affect the top speed though. The standard 911 Carrera 4 GTS will hit 192 miles an hour, whereas the Dakar tops out at 149 miles an hour. This may sound quite slow, but this limit is there to help protect the bespoke off-road tyres. They aren't designed for maximum speed runs on the Autobahn. Porsche has put the 911 Dakar through a series of pretty grueling tests. One research team took 2 modified 911s to Chile and drove them up the highest volcano in the world. These cars were based on the normal Carrera 4S and were fitted with a 7-speed manual gearbox, but Porsche added a set of massive off-road tyres and special portal axles like the ones you get on a G-Class 4x4 squared. These boosted the standard car's ground clearance to 350mm, which is 145mm more than the Dakar has. Porsche also gave these prototypes lower gear ratios, extra cooling, locking differentials and a winch, as well as a steer-by-wire system. You don't get these features on the finished production specification 911 Dakar, but you probably won't be climbing any South American volcanoes in your limited edition 911, will you? For those who don't think the Dakar is eye-catching enough, you should check out the optional rally design pack. The most obvious upgrade of this is a new paint job that's inspired by the 911 that won the Paris-Dakar Rally in 1984. You might recognise it as the Rothmans livery, but Porsche has given it a healthy rebranding, because, you know, cigarettes are bad and all that, and called it the Rough Roads paint job. The new Dakar Spec 911 doesn't just look wild on the outside, it comes with some pretty racy interior upgrades too. There are plenty of new 911 Dakar badges on the dashboard and the door sills, but the biggest change has happened at the back. Porsche has completely removed the standard GTS's back seats. Instead, you get a meaty roll cage, just like the GT3 and GT3 RS. The Dakar also comes with fancy carbon fibre bucket seats like in those cars. Unlike its ride height, Porsche tried to keep the 911 Dakar's weight as low as possible. All these interior upgrades help, and so does the carbon bonnet from the GT3. But you also get lightweight windows and a lightweight battery. This means the Dakar weighs 1,605 kilograms. That's only 10 kilograms more than a Carrera 4 GTS with the automatic gearbox. Now this is pretty impressive when you consider how heavy those massive tyres and stainless steel skid plates must be. There's another weird upgrade you can get for the new 911 Dakar, and it's a roof rack. But this isn't any ordinary roof rack. This one is specifically designed to hold Porsche branded jerry cans, water bottles and folding shovels. All the necessary equipment you need then to head out into the desert. But make sure you don't lose these while you're out and about, just pottering around town. You know, someone might take a fancy to them, because anything with the Porsche logo on it does have some value on eBay. The roof rack also comes with built-in fog lights and a 12-volt power supply. And you can buy a roof tent if you're the sort of 911 driver who prefers camping to 5-star hotels. You also get a set of things called traction boards. These are like grippy snowshoes that you can stick under a car's wheels if they get stuck in deep mud or sand. You might think the new 911 Dakar is the only sports car designed to go off-roading, but you're wrong. Lamborghini is also working on an off-road version of the mid-engine Huracan. It's called the Sturato, which is Italian for dirt road. It was revealed as a concept back in 2019, and Lamborghini will reveal the finished car in late November this year. Although it's already shown some very revealing teasers that show what the finished car will look like. It'll be the last car Lamborghini sells that comes with a pure internal combustion engine with no turbochargers and no hybrid system. So it's going to be a pretty special thing. It'll also be a lot more powerful than the 911 Dakar because it's set to get the same 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10 engine as the standard Huracan. The latest Huracan Technica makes 640 horsepower and 565 newton meters of torque. That's 160 horsepower more than the 911 Dakar, but 5 newton meters less because obviously the Porsche is turbocharged and turbos have more torque. However, both cars have jacked up suspension, all-wheel drive and automatic gearboxes. But which one is best? Well, at the earliest opportunity, I will put the two cars head-to-head in an off-road drag race. To make sure you don't miss any video like that, subscribe to this channel now and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on. That way you won't miss when a video goes live. Anyhow, back to the 911 Dakar. Do you fancy one? Well, you're gonna have to be quick. It's on sale now, and Porsche is only going to build 2,500 of them. They're not going to be cheap either. The standard Dakar costs £173,000. That's more than £50,000 over the standard 911 Carrera 4 GTS. And it's £4,000 more than a 911 Turbo S. And that's before you add any things like the Rally Design Pack. That will set you back an extra £18,434. But it's not all bad news. You can bet the new Dakar will cost much less than the forthcoming Huracan Sturato.